All right, what a better way to start than just to start this thing. I tell you what, I've been sitting here contemplating for a little bit now, just like how can I start this? Heck, what even is the topic for this video? And just to let you know, it's gonna be hard to look like right at the camera, just because the sun, man, the sun's crazy. I work on a computer every day, so maybe I'm just going blind. But what's up, everybody? So a little bit of change of scenery. We're gonna be outside today, and reason I wanted to do that is because hey, it's probably boring looking at the corner of my office, right? So we're outside today, we're chilling. Yeah, I wanted to just kind of like talk about my day and see where it kind of leads. And I want to tell you, just to get you a heads up, there are a lot of things that can happen. So if you want to know, look in the time thing under. If a bug scared me out of my seat or something like that, this is raw and unedited. So boy, you bet your ass I'm gonna catch myself running. And if I fall out of this chair, this is like a woven chair. The other one has completely broke, as you can probably see here, completely broke. So there you go. So we're hoping that doesn't happen with this one. If it does, you're gonna catch it on camera. And I might have just had a bee sting me. Who knows? Man, I swear I come outside. It's just every time I come outside back here, your boy needs to mow the grass and everything. Yeah. Anyways, but. Oh man, today was an eventful day. I tell you what, work today was something. Basically things are changing at the workplace, business-wise. The business is taking a lot more risky moves, I'd say, as a personal businessman myself. They're wanting more fast income, and with that, consumers are kind of upset and stuff like that. And I have to deal with them, right? I do sales, and so I have to. I'm the front line, right? When they're upset, they're coming to me. And so, and I'm sure a lot of people actually around this time of the year, especially in this economy, I'm seeing a lot of layoffs and I'm seeing a lot of stuff because, people are, businesses are taking a very aggressive approach, I feel. In most or some cases, they're taking an aggressive feel. I think that might have to do with like elections coming up. I don't want to go into all that, but, probably gonna be a different economy, that sort of thing. And so they're kind of preparing it, and or they're preparing for the worst. And it's either way. I don't know, but I think that's why. Or just I guess we're waking up to I don't know, but it's kind of crazy, the aggressive approach we're taking. It does generate more money, I feel, but at the cost of consumer trust, and as well as just future consumers, right? Future customers. I'm not going to say the company I'm working for because that would be complete slander, but man, I tell you, it's just hard. It really is hard. We had a talk today about, they were like, JP, where's the energy, man? I'm like, gosh, it's just so hard to have the energy right now with everything going on. You got people calling in that, they're just cutting me off, saying F this, F that, screw you, JP, that sort of thing. And man, I'm just trying to make a living. So, it's very hard, right? What I did today though, tell you a little personal experience, like we said, that the thesaurus, God, whoever made that word, thesaurus of knowledge. So I came out today, I was chilling, and I came outside, sat right back here, and I saw a little bit of sun, right? This was early in the morning, saw a little bit of sun, sat right in it. And I tell you what, baby, really and truthfully, that sun made me feel good. I sat in it probably for like 20 minutes because that's how long my break is. And I felt amazing. Like it really, just getting that vitamin D really just fueled something. I drink a lot of caffeine. Lord knows I drink a lot of caffeine, and obviously I work out and stuff, but that's in a gym, that's inside, and coffee doesn't have sun in it, right? But us as humans, we are driven by the sun, since the test of time, right? And if I look hunched over and stuff, I'm telling you, it's because I'm literally gonna catch if this thing falls or breaks, because we're gonna be here for a little bit, all right? So sit back, hope you're chilling, and hope we can have a good time together. But if this thing falls through, I'm gonna catch myself. Like, I'm not gonna wipe out, okay? So you get ready for it. But yeah, I mean, it was a crazy day at work. We had my manager had a talk with me, brand new manager. Actually, she got promoted. She was, I've worked here a couple years, actually going on 4 years now. And, this actually was a previous coworker. And, she's like, JP, I tell you, it really is, I hear you, but you got a job to do. Basically, long story short, because she understands what's going on. She sees the approach, and she sees, everything that's going wrong, and why it makes, my end of the bargain a lot harder. And so, she kind of was like, yeah, I know it's hard, but it's one of those things you gotta adapt. That's your job. You're a specialist. You're a sales specialist, right? And a specialist, if you're a hacker specialist, right? You got to find, you're a specialist. You are the one that they come to when they're trying to get things done. And so, you got to be good at it, right? So that's just my dilemma, and it's going to take a little bit of rewiring, but not the first time we've had to rewire, right? And eventually I'll get through it. So that was big part of my day, was dealing with that and just the stress. Heck, I tell you, I took off early. I had a little bit of PTO. I'm like, I got a lot of stuff going on in my personal endeavors, not drama wise or anything like that, but my clothing brand is actually dropping on Friday, so that's pretty cool. And so I'm trying to get everything good with that, get the logistics done, the marketing ready, just get everything planned ahead. And also the next drop, like it just doesn't end here, right? I got the next drop coming too, so it's a lot of movement right now, right? A lot of things up in the air, causing a stir up. And by the way, I'm really hoping, it's about give or take 6:30. I'm really, really hoping I can catch a good sunset in this video, because I know we'll be here at least 30, 40 minutes. And, it might be beautiful. And if not, what I'll do, I'll put the sunset inside the video still, just so we can have a good vibe in this one. I really like, being out here in nature. Ignore again the unmowed grass, because I know it needs to be mowed. But yeah, we're just chilling and talking. But yeah, clothing brand's dropping Friday. Am I nervous? A little bit. Definitely. Heck, I want anything I do to do amazing, and especially I want people to like these clothes. I want people to really be excited to wear these clothes, and it seems that way, right? But you just never know, right? I mean, you never know until it happens, right? And this is I've taken a leap this time. In my niche, essentially, pre-order's a big thing, and so that way you can get the orders first and then ship them, and it might take a couple weeks, but at least you're not blowing money out the window. Well, I said, what, if you're going to be a customer of mine, I'm going to give you fast shipping, especially, these do involve outerwear like this. And, with the season and stuff, it's, I want people to get it fast. And, which I'm sure people are aware it's March, right? But, I want people to get it fast, especially the first ones that get their hands on the orders and stuff. I want them to get it first. And so I bought some bulk, and that cost me a couple $1,000, man. I tell you what, that was, but when you believe in something, when you really believe in something, you're willing to take risks, right? Yeah, heck, if there's one thing this video could be about, let's talk about that. I think everything, really and truthfully, anything you believe in is gonna definitely deal with some kind of risk, rather that be a big risk or a small risk. Oh, man, it's almost, I'm telling you, I will put a timestamp if a bug makes me run away, because I'm not trying to get stung. But I think anything you believe in, it, has to have some kind of risk, rather it's financial, emotional, mental, physical, some kind of risk, right? Because just things don't come, if something came easy, wouldn't you think everyone would do it? That sort of deal. It's kind of like that mindset, right? And so with the risk I'm taking, it definitely is a lot of money up front. Now, I will say this clothing brand is long-term, so it's something that's, going to be a part of me for a while. And so with that being said, I mean, it's kind of like, this is risk. And let's say if it fails, which is not going to fail. I'm manifesting it right now. It's not going to fail, but if for some reason it did, then, we would make it up in the future, right? It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's a business, I think, I saw a cool picture the other day. Winning isn't, or I guess, winning isn't just, you got a target, right? With no dots on it, right? You didn't hit the bullseye. Winning is like, you got a target and you got a bunch of misses and then you got the bullseye, right? So basically, long story short, you got to fail to win. You got to. If you're not trying to fail, if you're not trying to throw yourself out and do things that you've never done before, then I believe personally that it's not. There's definitely people that they get they're I guess naturals, right? They're either naturals or get lucky, right? But I really think you got to get out of your comfort zone for a lot of things. And I'm sure tons of people out there that make millions and millions of dollars every year would say the same thing if they weren't just granted it, right? Which even if they were, who cares, right? But, just saying, if you're building from the ground up, especially, and just really learning yourself, with no help. I don't have any friends that are helping me with this kind of, well, I do. I'm paying one friend to model. Really appreciate him for that too, because he rocks it. He absolutely rocks the drip. But it's not, my parents aren't helping me, right? They don't know anything about business. They've never been a business owner. And so, but I've had a raising knowing I've always wanted to be in business. I've always wanted to be and do things business-wise for myself. So, it's just a learning experience. And truly, what's crazy though? Every time I have one of these learning experiences, they just get better and better, and I have failed to be consistent in my life after failing, just because maybe in like the last 2 or 3 years, especially being in a relationship, having a daughter, and having to forgive myself for a lot of things. I have just realized that, really failing a bunch is not a bad thing. It's just part of living and part of excelling. It's just what you do with the failing that's what really counts. If you dwell on it, you get sad on it, you give up, then what did you learn? What's the end game, right? What did you accomplish? But if you use it as a learning technique, then boom, you end up doing something great potentially, or you might fail again, and heck, it's it's a constant loop, man. So yeah, I'm hoping for the best. I truly am, and I'm pushing for the best. It's not just hoping. Obviously I do pray, but it's not just me hoping myself. We'll do the right thing here. It's really dotting my I's and crossing my T's here, because it's all up to me. I got to make sure this business is ran right, and my customers are happy. That's the main thing, right? Especially a clothing brand, it's all about if people like the clothes and believe in the vision of the brand itself, and so that's a huge thing. That is a huge thing. So yeah, hoping that does well, and that was a really good point about the failing. You can apply that to anything, not even just I have to cut it. Technical foul on my part here. I did have to do a little jump cut. It wasn't because of a bug, and I didn't fall out of the chair, so you didn't miss anything. But I had to get to important duties. But anyways, I'm getting notifications on my phone and stuff. But yeah, you can apply the failing to anything, right? Not even just business, just any kind of endeavor you could think of. I've learned that in fitness too, right? Like before, when I first lost weight, and you can go back in my video, how to lose weight. I kind of talked a lot about it, but, well, not specifically this, but keto was a thing. That's what I used the first time trying to lose weight, was keto. And I thought it was just a magical, way to lose weight kind of thing, right? And everyone was doing it. But, little did I know, once you start back eating carbs, because heck, I tell you, I don't know too many dang people that do keto forever. Maybe I'm wrong, the keto community, don't come after me. Hey, don't come after me, all right? I'm just saying, I don't know personally too many people that have sticked on keto. They've definitely succeeded with it, but staying consistent afterwards, I think that's the hard part. And so, the problem with me was, and I mentioned in the last video, as soon as I started eating bread again, bread was my enemy for like a half a year, and I was killing weight. Bread is horrible for you, but how much stuff do you know that's darn delicious that has bread in it, right? Call me weak, man. Call me whatever you want to, but gosh, I haven't eaten pizza recently, just because, pizza, that's one thing, that's what killed my diet last time. when I was like literally bodybuilding and benching, 300 pounds and getting crazy with it. But that's what killed it the first time was actually pizza. I haven't really ate pizza just because, every time I think about it, it really does set me back. Now, I'm sure there's going to be a point where I eat pizza, right? But it's not going to be as much as it used to be just because of, it's almost left a bad taste in my mouth just because of, it really set me back. Like, I screwed up and ate pizza one time and it was just constantly pizza, 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 pizza. And the next thing you know, give it 3 years. And I'm the biggest I've ever gotten, So it's almost like, it kind of just, disrespected me in a way. So I haven't looked at eating pizza too much. But, if I did at this point, I think I'd be a little bit more consciously responsible, disciplined. To not eat another one the next day, just because just I've seen what happens. It's a bad road. It's a bad road. But yeah, I had to fail to understand that. It's another. It's just another example of the thing. Is you have to sit there, and you have to take risks. And I'm telling you, and those risks are gonna be scary. Like, man, I tell you, I don't make $1 million. If I really went into the aspects of this clothing brand I'm running out, financially, I'm like kind of like a little bit like, on the scared side a little bit. Still planning accordingly and being smart about my thinking. But definitely this is I can't. Words don't work with me. Out of all the things that I've done in my life, this one right here, this is the most invested I've been into something because it truly, with this, this is a whole deep talk, so get ready for it. But with this clothing brand, whenever I started, I think I was like 280 pounds. And I started realizing, I gotta model my stuff, right? I gotta be able to wear my stuff, right? And so, being 280, what fits you, right? 2X. But basically, long story short, it really drives me, right? It drives me physically, mentally, and everything. You know what? I tell you one thing. If I were to ever tell someone what business to start out with, if you want to learn something, clothing lines, clothing brand. I promise you. Just using my experience from any other business I've ran a marketing business, I ran a drop shipping business, what else have I ran? Ran like different things. I've been just a random money making kind of guy, but it's never been a solid LLC kind of thing like I want to make this, right? But straight up, if I were to tell anybody just out of my years since I was like 17 years old looking at businesses and thinking entrepreneurship and all that stuff, I would say dive into a clothing brand. This is actually the second clothing brand I've been a part of. The first one I didn't have much say in it. It was my buddies. I just kind of threw out ideas, and if you listen, you listen. But this is the one it's up to me, right? And if I were to say to if anyone was to ask me, what business should I make? A clothing brand, because one, it's a saturated market. Let's start there. It's completely saturated. There's so many people making clothing brands, right? And again, what did I say? Failure creates opportunity. Failure creates knowledge. You learn from your mistakes. And essentially the same marketing techniques and the same marketing skills that you learn from a clothing brand can be applied to a lot of different businesses if you're selling something, right? Obviously it really can be applied to any of them. I guess it's, more or less, depending on what you're talking about, what kind of business it is, it might apply to one more than the other. But it definitely, the marketing techniques and stuff, they all line up, and you're learning that too. And I feel like in this niche, it really, it matters the most how you market, and it's going to really test you too. Like, it's going to really challenge you. Like, you're gonna have to look at trends. You're gonna have to look at what other people are doing. Sorry if you can hear the horns in the background too. I don't know where that's coming from, but you gotta look at different things, right? Different things that you probably like. Let's say, okay. All right. Sorry. I'm gonna say it like this. If you ever play baseball, you got the donut that you put on the end of the bat, and you swing it before you're up to bat, and it really loosens up the bat. It's kind of like a clothing brand. If we want to talk about business-wise, the business intelligence, business knowledge, and business mindset is the bat. Clothing brand Sedona. Because, man, I tell you, you know, you got to really swing that sucker. I'm telling you, man, you know, because, you know, there's really, there's so much competition. And, you know, heck, there's only one outfit a day someone can wear, right? So you got to be, you know, part of that competition. You got to be, you know, competitive. And to do that can be kind of hard. You know, you got to have the right manufacturer. You got to have the right, you know, just, you know, marketing. You got to have the right drive for someone to spend money on your brand. And, you know, have I wrapped my head around it? No. And that's the beautiful part. You know, for some things, it's kind of like, you know, like you might be selling a toaster, right? And if you got one good creative, heck, run the heck out of it. You'll just have a bunch of people buying the toaster. You know, it's not really, nothing different. You know, it's a toaster. It does one thing, boom, and people use it every day. But a clothing brand, you got different designs, different types of people like that design. And, you know, you're definitely going to, you know, exclude yourself out of some markets depending on your design. Like, you know, like my brand, for example, I don't expect anyone that likes, heck, I don't know, driving a pink Barbie princess Hello Kitty My Little Pony Jeep or something. I don't know. Like, I that was stupid as, probably stupid as fuck. But I mean, heck, I'm down for anyone to wear my clothes, but just being realistic, you know, there's definitely, in my mind, there's some people, some demographics that have different interests that wouldn't rock my clothes. I guess, like, you know, the older generation might not like my clothes. You know, it's definitely targeted towards younger people to express themselves. And so, you know, it might not be a big thing for people in their 60s, you know? So, you know, but a toaster could be, you know? So, you know, you think about stuff like that, and it's a saturated market already. And I'll tell you, this sun's killing my eyes. We might wrap this up pretty soon. And I'm getting a little suntan out here, which is not a problem. I was definitely looking like Casper the Ghost over here. But, yeah, you know, it's definitely something that will really test you and really test the money, you know? There's some clothing brands, heck, they say they don't start making money until after the first year. You know, they just keep building the returning customers and building a community and a brand, and then eventually it pays off, you know? So it's a good test. And, you know, we might veer into other things later on, but this is gonna be our priority. Like, I love, I'm not saying veer completely, like, you know, just want to run some things in the background, you know, put like 10%, you know, kind of thing. But the clothing brand's everything right now, you know? That's you know, I get a lot of messages every day, get a lot of love, and you know, for people to do that, I mean, that's just, you know, something special about it. I don't know. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a ton. Yeah, because it's mine. You know, it's like you're complimenting like my baby, right? You know, that was weird to say as a father. Don't compliment. I mean, like, you can compliment my daughter. Okay, now let's not talk about it. We're going too deep. We're going too deep. Anyways, but yeah, man, I just got a lot going on, a lot to say, and I really appreciate you if you made it this far in the video, especially because, you know, this kind of video, this kind of stuff, you know, talking to you, even though we only have like a few subscribers, hey, those 13 people, y'all are 13 goats. Y'all are 13 goats, baby. You know, I appreciate anyone that watches these videos and watches all the way through and vibes with me and talks. And please leave a comment. You know, I saw one guy, he said I look like Mr. Beast. Do I look like Mr. Beast? I don't know. Jimmy's a cool guy. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. And again, I'm horrible at goodbyes, so I think the best way to do it is just say goodbye. So take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.